Welcome to the Gamescom 2022, and we want to check out what new games and new other things are around here. So let's get started. So the Gamescom opened up its gates for gamers around the world again after 2 years of pandemic, where basically everything was closed and only an online version was held each year. This year it is still not back to its full capacity, so we have a max of 60,000 people allowed per day, and of course less exhibitors with big names like, for example, Sony completely missing. But we have a growth in terms of indie games, developers and equipment manufacturers, as well as some companies that are offering jobs and recruiting potential candidates here on the Gamescom. So let's follow me here right now on this journey towards the entrance, and of course there is this big hall and new ways to explore because of Corona and so on. We have a little bit of wider fields and wider things to go through, and here's the ticketing system where if you have a ticket already, you can just enter the Gamescom just by scanning your ticket. You can see how many people here there are, and here I'm scanning my ticket and with my smartphone QR ticket, and yeah, it's good to go. Like on every Gamescom, you have the possibility to play some games and see some known clans competing with each other, like here, for example, Fnatic. This is interesting. Opera is here on Gamescom, and yes, this Opera that creates browsers. Apparently they have some gamers optimized web browser, Opera GX, whatever this means. Here's an interesting joystick. Yeah, they're making a comeback, but this one doesn't look fancy, but it also is used differently for playing, as you can see here, with motion sensors that allow you to play first-person shooters in an old but also new way. It reminds me of those old laser pistols that you had maybe in an arcade or something, but here it is used in a brand new joystick and looks very, very interesting, I would say. Talking about fancy hardware, here are some gaming table manufacturers that have those cool LEDs, and yeah, some other new tables for a gamer, Lead Desk it's called, and as you can see here they have various different models, even ones without LEDs, and looks pretty fancy, I would say. And of course you can find also some blinky light LED computers here that look very, very fancy as well. I think cat games are a little bit popular. Cats and Other Lives here, pretty interesting game, as you can see, a pixel art style, and you're playing a cat and solving some mysteries, probably playing around. Yeah, I like cats, and yeah, funny game. Look what I found here, very interesting for some people who like racing games, so real racing simulators with this huge LED wallpaper here that you can use for gaming. Pretty cool. I ended up in the indie game section. Here we have Cyphus Game, which is a pretty interesting game because it looks like you have to break some Soviet ciphers and destroy some tanks or something like this, or a train. And of course you are a spy and you can be detected and then detained, and then you lost the game basically. And those two here are trying it for a few times already to break the ciphers and destroy the train. Pretty interesting. Somehow I made it to the entertainment area, and here you can even play real games like this drifting game with cars, which looks pretty fancy. So you get a controller and you can play around here, and as you can see here, yeah, it looks really like Tokyo Drift or something like this. So yeah, pretty interesting. I think they're good players here. I'm not so good. Here you can see how the car looks like, completely disassembled. Very interesting. I never saw a drifting game like this. Do you remember Monkey Island? There's apparently a new game out, Return to Monkey Island, from the Monkey Island makers or creators, which looks pretty fancy, and I wasn't in there yet, but it has a new graphics system apparently, but the old clicky style is also there. And of course there are real-sized robots here around as well that can blink and look very, very detailed. You can see how big they are. That is very, very cool, I would say. And everyone is taking photos here left and right. I thought VR is dead, but apparently it is still alive here with Finger Gun, which is also an indie game and looks pretty interesting, I would say. Another interesting parking game, You Suck at Parking, very interesting indie game in the indie booth here, and you can see how this is played. So you have to control this little car and then apparently park, but yeah, it's not so easy as you might see here from the gameplay. It looks pretty interesting and might be a very interesting game for some people to waste some time. And this is interesting, the BSI, the German Information Security official, somehow state-owned stuff is here, but also universities are here, as you can see here, Hochschule Bonn-Rhein-Sieg, that are showing off some interesting things here and get people started and addicted into technology. And just like this here, developing their own games, and other companies like Airbus, Rockstron, Aldi, PwC and others are hiring people here, or at least showing off what they are offering here for potential careers. Look what I found here, a Mini EV, which is a concept car from Mini. It's an EV car. Looks very fancy from the front, as you can see here, but just let me walk past to the side here and I show you how it looks from the side. Also the wheels look very interesting, but look at the monitor, the tablet monitor there in the middle. It's like round, it has a round display monitor. Very, very interesting. If you have enough of playing computer games, you can also play card games here. Here are some of those tables where you can play card games, and this looks like they already finished playing. If you're a collector of figurines, this is the Gamescom for you, because they have so many things here, and they also look pretty detailed, I would say. And let me show you around a little bit. There are lots, there are tons, there's so many people here as well. And they have tons of those little figurines here in those glass boxes. And let me get you a better angle. Here you can see how much of those things they have here. It's just like amazing. And it's full, of course, because people are interested in this. Look, I found something that I know, Attack on Titan, and very, very interesting, big as well, but also very, very expensive. Those figurines are the premium edition. You can see some of the prices, and it's very high. So one hall down, let's go to the next hall and let's see. Look what we have here, some cars and some painters that are apparently painting the car in different colors. So they have all the paint stuff here. And they are starting, I think they're on the front, there's still something they have to paint. Looks like they're using some special paint here for painting onto the car. As you can see here, this guy is fully concentrated and immersed in his painting of this sports car, this Porsche sports car. Do you want to be a DJ? Pico has something very, very interesting. As you can see here, they have a virtual DJ mode. So you put VR glasses on and then you are just DJing here with some sticks. It looks super, super funny. But this is apparently what the guy sees here and is playing some music. Look what I found here, Distant Bloom, an interesting gaming concept where you have to paint your society or environment green again with this game, so the gray areas have to be painted in green again. Oh, this was only a trailer. I thought someone is playing here. Let's go here. This one is playing, as you can see here, very, very grayish, this countryside, and you have to make it bloom again in green as the green grass that you can see there. Just look what I found here. Seems like Samsung is also here and showing off some of the SSDs and other technologies for saving stuff, but I think they have even more. Yeah, as you can see here, they also have their brand new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip. So yes, I have a Z Flip here in my hands, and oops, it fall down almost, here you can see the Galaxy Z Flip 4 that I have here in my hand. Maybe I just put it down and re-record. There we go, the Z Flip 4 here in my hands, and yeah, pretty interesting device. And you have this flex mode that looks pretty interesting, I would say. And yeah, it is running fine and fluid so far, as I would say. That's the Galaxy Z Flip 4. If you ever were interested in Persona games, they are celebrating their 25th anniversary here, and you can find many interesting things behind this wall, where lots and lots of people are playing the games, as you can see here. But like on every Gamescom, you have a big waiting queue yeah, until you can play your favorite game, like here, Total War Warhammer. So, System Shock is back somehow. Samsung and Huawei also having it, and here you can queue up for playing it. So also pretty interesting game, I would say. You can see here the iconic AI. And what would be the Gamescom without good old Goat Simulator that is now available in version 3. If you had enough gaming, then you have a booth here for karaoke singing, which is sponsored apparently by ABBA. So you have all the greatest songs by ABBA that you can sing here in this karaoke booth, just like those guys are doing here right now. And if you want to get a bit scared, there is Dying Light 2, and they have a nice, interesting artwork here, as you can see here, and some people are taking pictures in front of it. And from the makers of Arkham Knights, now Gotham Knights here, as you can see here, but also with a very long queue, but it's also a very interesting game. So, as you can see here, Luffy is behind me here as well, so you can play the new One Piece Odyssey, but you can also see the long queue here that people are queuing up for getting something out of this game, a little gaming session, so pretty interesting. And there's another one, Park Beyond, so if you want to play a roller coaster in 3D, this is also pretty interesting. Of course, it wouldn't be a Gamescom, a German Gamescom, without your simulators here. So we have a construction simulator with a real construction worker outfit guy, and a real cool wagon here. And yeah, it's a construction simulator. Then we have a police simulator, and then we have even a bus driving simulator, and some other simulators there. So we can see the older kids want to play police officer, and the younger kids want to be bus drivers, as it seems. Lego now does also Super Mario, as you can see here, and there is the big Lego-sized build of Bowser. Very as it looked like Brick Breaker is back in a new classic version or modern multiplayer version, where you can play with multiple teams against each other. And yeah, pretty interesting, available now for the Nintendo Switch. So if you enjoy a little bit of co-op multiplayer game, Overcooked All You Can Eat is out now, and Golf with Your Friends is also there, so you can play a little bit of those two games together on a couch. And then of course the biggest simulator, the farming simulator, that is so big, this booth. As you can see here, they have real farming equipment here on the booth. And there's the play area in the background behind the car, as you can see, where you can build your own farm and manage it. And as you can see here, the Team 4zilla, you can play around here in a real racing car with 3 big monitors in front of you, and can drive around this nice little track here. And of course, where is Samsung? There's also Huawei as a competitor, with also some nice interesting phones here, as you can see here, which look like the P50 Pro, which is so shiny that the focus is not working right now. There we go. So the P50 Pro here, and some other tablets, as you can see here, as well as some games and other things that they have here for playing as well. And here we have the P50 Pocket, in the golden version, the same version that I also have. So pretty interesting. And what is this here? That's also the P50 Pocket. There we have the speaker system here in various different colors, as you can see here. Huawei speaker with Dev Yale, and yeah, explore it on App Gallery, which is pretty interesting. So they're doing a bit of advertisement for games and a bit of advertisement for their App Gallery here, which I think is pretty interesting. And you can see also their brand new laptop here, the 16S model, that also apparently has a touchscreen and 3x2 format, which is pretty interesting. But yeah, sadly runs Windows. I'm not a Windows guy, so I don't like it so much. But here are the specs of the MateBook 16S. And they have some other things here as well, just like, for example, this curved screen, which is the Mate View, I think it is, with this sound bar here at the bottom where you can control your volume, especially also useful for gamers in this curved screen design. Talking about smartphones and smartphone companies, here's a nice game that allows you to play as an OS 9, as an older version of an operating system on your smartphone that has to hinder the user to upgrade to OS 10 in this cool little game. So you have many different tools and ways to sabotage the upgrade process by throwing on programs that hinder the update and so on. It's, I think, a very interesting idea. I think the gameplay is nothing special. Some some puzzles that you have to solve here and some riddles that you have to solve and move stuff around, catch some stuff or collect some items, but that's basically it. But I think the idea is the main attraction of this game if you're a smartphone addict like I am, so you find your game here as well. Has to come to an end. So this is my day here on the Gamescom 2022, and this is everything for this little report. Until the next time, bye.